Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at a piece of lost media called the ChezzKids Archives, which is supposedly a kids website containing various interactive games in the early 2000s. I came across this channel through a video created by Jurisco and Wowman, so I'll leave links to their respective videos in the description down below. Additionally, I will also leave links to the original ChezzKids channel and the ChezzKids Instagram, since many of the videos contain distorted text that can only be legible when visiting the Instagram account. And one last thing I want to mention before we get started, I will be cutting this series into 2 videos since the final video is quite long. Not sure when I will post that, but do keep in mind that this will only be going over the first 4 videos on the YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. We begin our dive with the first video slowly zooming in on this mystery woman that we later learn is named Sarah Trills, who is the creator of ChezzKids. The person navigating the website then clicks through various links before the website ultimately glitches out and goes black. We are then met with an image of Chester the cat in a bright red suit with some upbeat music playing in the background, before that also inevitably glitches out and goes black. This marks the end of the first video on the channel. The second video begins with us viewing a page that seems to be a library of sorts with various interactive games. We click on a game that seems to be a book reading exercise for kids. The book we are presented with is called Trouble on Mayhill Farm, which is filled with crudely drawn illustrations that are likely done by children. Furthermore, every single one of these pages are impossible to read, but if we take a look at the Instagram, we are presented with the captions. And the story goes like this. Way down on the hillside of Marlin, Oregon lived Harry the red cat. Every day he tended to his crops and lived a happy life alone. Harry was happy. Harry was free as a farm cat. One day it was hot out and Harry saw his crops were beginning to wilt. He panicked and worried all his hard work would be for nothing. All his berries gone, all his carrots gone, all his flowers and peas gone. It was now or never. Harry knew that without rain, he couldn't have his crops grow, so he thought and thought until he got an idea. To save his crops, Harry would have to take the water from his water heater inside his little house and cover his farm in water. Sure, it's boiling, but it has to work. We are then met with Harry making his way inside his home before he abruptly stops and we hear some eerie music playing in the background. A little while later, we can see this piece of text flash by in an instant that seemingly has nothing to do with the story going on and is eerily out of place. Later on, we realize that this screen of text is actually said by Sarah Trills, the creator of ChezzKids. But why is it here of all places? Also, we can see in this part of the video there is a distorted picture of Sarah. That seemingly marks the end of the story of Harry the Red Cat. We are then brought back to the library page and we click on a random game which takes us to a page with various colored buttons, and upon clicking one we see an image. The first image we see is a kitten. The second one seems to be a blank gray screen with a faint outline, but we can't tell what it is exactly. The third image is something I have no idea where to begin with. It looks like a body of a ant or praying mantis of some sort with the face of a monkey. I'm really not sure. The fourth image is a creepy looking street with nothing but a single light post lighting the way. Afterwards, it seems the game bugs out and we are booted back to the game library screen before fading to black. And that concludes the second video. In the third video, we begin in another game that seems to be taking place in the woods. We are given the option to enter a house, and upon entering we see 3 paintings on the wall. We click on the top left painting with Chester the cat, and it turns out to be a game called Forest Adventure. Before we actually enter the game, we can see some text that is too blurry to make out, but upon visiting the Instagram account, we can see that it says, "You are wandering alone in the Webster Woods. There are many secrets and treasures to be found, but watch out. Tricksters are known to live in these woods. Click the signs to navigate, and click what's around you to interact, and the help button when you need help." We begin the game in a very creepy forest that definitely does not seem appropriate for children. Although it does look similar to one of the images we saw in the last video, with the light leading us down a certain pathway. We can choose to either go left or go right, and we decide to venture right. On the next panel, we are given another choice between left or right, and both being what seems to be down doorways or caves. There's also an interactive owl that caws like a crow for some odd reason. So again, we choose to go right, and this time we only have one option on the next screen, and that is to go right yet again. Clicking the flower does nothing besides make it open its eyes. After clicking the right sign, we are brought to the middle of a cave surrounded by 5 pairs of eyes and 4 signs. Suddenly, we are presented with a missing persons poster with what seems to be a face that is almost alien-like. A face with 2 antennae, 2 cartoonishly large eyes, a button nose, and an eerie grin. We then proceed to exit the woods and are greeted with video footage of someone exploring the woods by themselves. With captions turned on, we can discover a piece of text saying, "She has to be out here somewhere." We can assume that the "she" mentioned could be Sarah Trills. We aren't given any info as to who this person searching for her could be, although it is speculated that it is a close family member or friend venturing into the woods all alone in search of Sarah. After the journey in the woods, the video is abruptly cut and we can see a picture of Sarah Trills as well as listen in on an interview.
Well, gosh, I'd say it goes back a while. I've always been into coding and making little things for my friends to share around. I've been messing with computers since I was able to type. My dad was a technical engineer, so we would get all that stuff early. But, I'd say specifically Chez.com really isn't just a kid's website. It's an entertainment website. Anyone can enjoy our games. There are probably things in that game that will go over kids' heads, and then things that older people really wouldn't understand. But we wanted to make it something accessible, something fun for everybody. Well, including me, it's about 6 or 7. I do most of the coding. My friend Ellen Masterson, does all the artwork. All of it. Everyone else helps with coding and music and sound and video and just doing everything they can to make Chez.com stand out, be its own thing. Yeah, thank you. We really give it our all, for all of us pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into this.
After the interview, the main piece of info we gathered is that Sarah is at the very least one of the founders/creators of the ChezzKids website. But why did she insert such disturbing imagery throughout the entire site? Surely it wasn't intended for the viewing pleasure of children. And if Sarah has gone missing, who is the one responsible for uploading the video clip of the person searching for Sarah in the woods alone? We return to the panel with the 3 paintings and click the one on the bottom, which has now changed to 2 people moving away from each other instead of the 2 people lovingly embracing each other before our adventure in the woods. We move to the screen with the missing persons poster of Sarah slowly fading into black while being replaced with a very, very creepy and distorted image of Sarah smiling at the viewer. fourth and final video we'll be taking a look at today doesn't give us very much new info and pretty much only serves to be a recap of sorts. It goes over all the previous videos, and towards the end we see this new sort of roster graphic going over each character in the ChezzKids universe. And upon reaching the page with Woodsy Worm, the screen cuts out and the music playing in the background becomes louder. In the last video, we can recall that we saw a missing persons poster with Woodsy Worm in the cave. So now we know that both Woodsy and Sarah are presumed missing and likely are both dead. And that is it for the first 4 videos in the ChezzKids Archive YouTube channel. Again, I will be making a part 2 to this so-called series going over the most recent video, as it doesn't seem that the ChezzKids story is over just yet. And if you visit the channel, you can see that the most recent video was only uploaded 2 weeks ago, while the rest went live around February/March of 2022. So we might be able to expect another spurt of videos very soon. So if between now and the next week or so, another video ends up going live on the channel, I will be recapping that as well. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But if you guys did enjoy the video, I would greatly appreciate it if you could leave a like and possibly subscribe for more disturbing content in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.